Hi Sky! Hi Gray! Hi Marco! Today, as promised, we are going to make green tea or green teas. And of course, our okra, as promised to teacher Girly or mom or Marco's mom. Okay, let's get ready. Okay, let's start. Let's check first our materials. So we have our water. I have my spray bottles with me, our brushes, and our pencils. So double check your art stuff. And I'm going to use my favorite brush. You can use whatever brush that you like. Let's work, or we can work with whatever brush that you want to use. And now I'll just show you some of my watercolors. This is just a cheap brand of watercolor, but I like it. So as you can see, I have some of the pigments left from our previous painting, which is the watermelon, and I think I can still use them. So maybe for the green and the pink, we can paint matcha and strawberry flavored milk tea. Or you can use whatever color that you like for whatever flavor of milk tea that you want. You can use brown for chocolate, or caramel, or blue for blueberry, the orange, whatever you like. And don't forget your toilet paper or your tissue paper. Okay, so now let's start sketching. Of course, we are still going to use our watercolor pad and our HB pencil or whatever pencil that you have. A Mongol number 1, 2, 3 will do. Okay, so we are just drawing a shape of a rectangle. Remember to draw a very thin and light line only. Now let's draw a rectangle shape. Usually it's just wider on top and narrower on the bottom, so it's tapering down. And let's just trace the top part for the rim of the plastic cup and trace it. Sorry for the blurring, guys. It will get clear later. Okay. Okay, the first one is done. Let's do the second one. Second one is basically the same with the first plastic cup. So let's just follow the rectangle shape that is wider on top and narrower on the bottom. But I will make this different by drawing a curve line, or it's almost like a half circle shape, half round shape. Okay, and then let's just trace the light lines to make the final line. Let's darken the lines. Now we can draw the black pearls for reference later. Okay, let's start. Let's start with just water. And let's just start from the top going down. And when it reaches to the black pearls, we can stop there. And as you can see, I started from the top, but I left a very thin line from the rim. So there's a white space there. I'm starting with the matcha flavor, or you can start with whatever flavors that you like, chocolate or whatever. And just simply paint them just like how we usually paint our skies. So, or water. So it's we just want that swirling effect, or the tie-dye effect. Diba? That's how wet on wet technique gives you that effect. And of course, you always want to try to paint it with uneven colors. So you don't want to paint the whole plastic cup with the green color, diba? Because I think it will just create a boring picture. Now I'm just mixing water and more pigments, and I leave white spaces as usual, and I try not to go outside the lines. Okay, now I think we can paint the black pearls. And, we can mix the black and the brown. Okay, so I picked the brown and the black. So where do I mix it? I think I need to um, clean one of my palettes because uh, they're all occupied. So I'm just gonna clean this with water. I sprayed it with water and then wipe it off with a tissue. Okay, that's how we clean our palettes, our watercolor palettes. So then now I can try them on my palette. Usually guys, we can already check or try out the color without painting them yet on the paper. So a white background or a white palette is very useful. I'm going to start from the bottom of the plastic cup, and I will work my way upwards to meet the green color part. Okay, let's start. Okay, remember, if you think that you have a very dark premix, it's okay. You can just add water onto the paper and try to not color everything evenly. So leave those dark areas, leave those light areas, and now you can connect with the green colored pigments or the watercolor that you have applied first in your plastic cup, drawing, not the real one. Okay. So now I think I'm going to add an added color. I'm going to add an added color onto the bobas because sometimes when I drink milk tea, I've noticed that there is this reddish color um, that comes out when the black pearls are starting to dissolve, or yeah, it's starting to dissolve in the milk tea. So I'm just testing the brush on the tissue if there's excess red color, because I'm going to dip it in a different color just to make sure it doesn't mix. So I use the tissue paper to clean it first. Okay, so now when the paper is a bit damp, no, it's not that wet anymore, we can apply a richer color, like a richer black color for the black pearls to make it more defined. And the thing about watercolor, when it's still wet and you use a darker or richer color, it's gonna spread a little. So just let the pigment run with the water. Okay. And make sure not to paint everything with black, because you're gonna cover the bottom part with black, and it's too late to to try to achieve the, the round ones, the black pearls. There's too much black. So I can see here that my black color is mixing with my green color. And I guess that's okay because when we drink milk tea, we have this syrup, right? Is that the brown sugar syrup? So let's say it's just brown syrup. So I'm just gonna add light gray and brown colored bobas or the black pearls. It's just gonna create a value or like a volume. So I'm just gonna add more brown color bobas. Okay, let's go to our second milk tea. I just wiped that off because I think I didn't clean my brush well. So I don't want that. So I clean it with water. Again, let's start from the top, but leaving a thin line from the top because you don't want your milk tea to spill, right? So there's always this part where the milk tea stops. Well, in our case, in our class when we paint, where the milk tea starts. I don't know if you get what I mean. Anyway, just continue doing that. Now I'm I'm starting with the strawberry flavored milk tea. So just drag down those pigments, those pink pigments. And again, I'm not painting the same color evenly, to give that fluid or swirling effect in the milk tea when the flavor starts to mix with the milk tea. Okay, there's excess water that runs over the plastic cups. Just get a tissue paper and um, let some water absorb. Okay, the same with our matcha green tea. I'm mixing black and brown for the bobas or the black pearls. Okay, so you do the same thing. Okay, make sure that it's not painted evenly. So you will see it dark areas, you'll see light areas. So it's supposed to look like that. It's not supposed to be perfect or even. Okay? Make sure that you maintain the wetness of your watercolor because when it dries, it will be hard for you to blend it well. You will have like dark marks and it's hard to erase that when it dries. So make sure that when you spread your color, make sure that it's still wet. Okay? So I let the black or the brown and black color blend with the flavor of the milk tea or the strawberry flavored milk tea. Same thing that we did with our matcha. You can start um, painting or making those black pearls by just letting the brush touch the wet part of the painting. And if I think now there's really small spaces, so I'm just gonna put small bobas or black pearls. 3 will do. Yeah. Yes, yes, as you can see, the my black color and the pinkish color from the top is blending together well. So I just let it be. I don't touch it because I like how it blends. It looks like it's it looks like it's real when the water in your milk tea blends with your syrup and bobas. It looks like it's really dissolving. Now maybe I'm just gonna add more gray or brown, light brown color. Okay, and then after this, let's wait for it to dry so that we can add more details. Okay, so I think the water has dried already, and now we can add more details to our bobas or our black pearls. Now, when I do this, I always make sure that when I paint circles, I try to put them in a random spaces or random places, because when I put them in a very straight line, it will look like it's in a pattern, and we don't want that. We want this painting to look like it's real, but not too real. No, it just natural. Or we want to achieve that loose watercolor effect. Okay, and I still um making dark areas and light areas and make sure that there's variety there. Okay, what helps me here is I always try to remember that black pearls are, they're like dissolving in the milk tea. So that's how I also want this painting to look like. So no perfect circles. Try to make as many imperfect circles, or I would usually call them disfigured pearls. Okay, so let's proceed with, um, let's add another layer of colors onto the milk tea. I'll start here with the strawberry flavored. Just gonna mix another red with, I touched a bit of black or brown colors on my palette, but it's okay. So just keep dragging those um, pink color or red color. Make sure it's being dragged downwards. It's like um, still wet on wet to achieve that swirling colors. And we'll do the same thing with the bobas. That when it has dried up, the paint has dried up on the bottom of the strawberry flavored milk tea. We are going to add more black pearls. Same disfigured pearls. Okay, and then let's go to the green tea. Just add more uneven green swirls. Okay, add more brown colors. So there, I think I'm done. Not really done, but I'm just going to let this dry up so that we can add more um, small details, not more details. Small details on the cup, and um, we can add those magical effects like the splatter to make it look more mm, artistic. Okay, I'm just gonna add shadows onto the rim of the plastic cups, um, so that we can just make it look more realistic this time. What I'm doing now, I put a random line, straight line, but I don't paint it all the way across. I just paint some parts. Okay. Um, More here maybe, a thicker line. but I don't paint the whole, I don't paint across everything, just segments of the rim of the cup. Now I'm mixing this whatever color that's left on my palette with my pink one. So you can do that too to add more depth to the or shadow. So same thing, um, just segments of the rim, not across everything, just parts. Okay. And now I'm preparing the color mixture or the premix for the splattering. This is my favorite part because this always makes my painting more magical or very artistic. I just like this effect because it gives it that refreshing look, the total look of the painting. So you can do this or not if you don't like this effect. It's up to you. You can do whatever you want. Okay. Okay, so just keep doing the splatters and then you can grab a flat brush or angled brush to create a shadow effect. And I just dipped my brush into the water and I used the remaining color splatters that we did a while ago to create that shadow effect. Okay, the shadows are to make this painting look more realistic because we don't want the milk teas look like it's floating in the air. So I'm just adding more splatters, more water. I added more water. Now I'm going to add a white colored splatters to add a more refreshing look to the painting. Okay, at this moment you can keep adding those white splatters and let it blend onto your with your wet paint. Okay, let's leave this to dry and we can proceed with our okra painting. Okay, so for the okra, this will be very quick. We will just draw an elongated triangle with a curving sides, I guess. And for the stem or the top part of the okra, the shape is like a hat with a pointed center. So we're making three okras. One that I did is just a regular shape okra. The second one is a bit longer and slimmer. The third one is a bit shorter but wider. Okay, just complete the top part of the okra or the stem. Okay, now so let's paint. I'm using a flat brush because we are just doing one stroke. Okay, so our green color for the okra can come in different shades. So you can create your own color mixture. Okay? When we paint the okra, it's the same thing when we paint our flower petals. You know, we just point the brush, we press, and then release. Okay, let me do this again. Point, press, drag, and release. So it's just one stroke. I don't make the brush go back and forth. So try to control doing that. Okay. You can use the slim part of the brush to follow the form of the okra. Okay, just be mindful how you hold the brush. Okay, now I'm just creating or adding more watercolor pigments onto the top part of the okra, and same with the stem of the okra. And remember, I'm leaving white spaces because have you seen a live okra? I mean, an okra in person. It's not really a round shape. It has like it has edges. No, it's no. How do I describe it? Basta. It has those edges. Okay, for the second one, I'm actually using a round tip brush, and I just want to see how it looks like, or I just want to see the difference. So I'm doing the same process of holding the brush and how I apply the color. So point, press, drag, release. Okay, and I just put more colors on the top part of the okra. Remember to leave white spaces. Okay. And I can make this part more darker. Okay. While the watercolor is still wet on the paper. Okay, just to create shadows and depth to make it look more 3D looking. Okay. So you do the same thing um, with the rest of the okras. By the way, for my third okra, I used a flat brush. And now I'm just adding more details, so more dark colors to make it look more realistic. These are just darker colors to create shadows. No, we call this layering. And now I'm doing splattering. So there you go, very fast. Our okra is finished. Yay! Okay, I think I'm just gonna add shadows also. It's like you're looking from the top of the table where your okras are placed. So just add more shadows on the curved parts of the okra to create shadows. And that's it. I think we're finished with our milk teas and the okra. So just take a look how does your milk tea look like, and what flavor did you paint? I'm excited to see your work, guys. Please send them to me.